So you know what, I went a lot better than I thought I would. I didn't think that I would make the 1k run without stopping, and I thought I'd potentially tear a muscle in the 50 metre sprint. So that's pretty good. Look, the 50 metre run, it was about 13 seconds. That is terrible. The 1k run, it was 8 minutes. That's terrible. And so that's the baseline that we're starting from. And remember, the reason why we've got that baseline there is, one, to show that we are not fit. We really are not fit. We're pushing ourselves to get the fitness levels up right now. By having those baseline times, you're going to be able to see the progression. It's going to reinforce the fact that the training's working and we're on track. And you know what? I'm going to be surfing hopefully before I know it. The skill of swimming is something I really want to develop early. The problem is it hurts. Like, I'm absolutely smashed after swimming. I can't begin to tell you how stuffed I am. So I find swimming a genuine challenge. I find it really difficult. And it's a key component of surfing. You know, if I can't swim or have some basic level of fitness to save myself, then I'm doomed. So this week is all about just basic conditioning, just slowly increasing the intensity. And also, I'm going to start 1 to 2 surfing lessons a week. You might say, well, why so slow? Again, I'm just letting my body progress, letting my body make adaptations to the different training stimulus that I'm applying. Now, for everyone at home, if you're just getting back into some training or you're starting off for the first time, you just want to take it slow. And all we want to do is just start, number 1. And number 2, just maintain some consistency moving forward. Didn't think I'd make it all the way. I'm absolutely stuffed. 1 minute, 6 seconds. This is better than I thought, what can I say? Had to stop halfway a few times, but I got my time trial, 1:06, so I'm glad I didn't have to stop for 50 metres. I'm actually pretty impressed. Here we are, week 2, just rocking up to the pools, and I'm going to get some swimming done. And the plan is just to build up some really basic conditioning, so I'm just trying to do as much swimming as possible in about a 20-minute period, and that's about it. By the end of it, I'm completely stuffed. You don't need a miracle from week to week. You don't need this amazing week of fitness where you just completely blow everything out of the park and you put your life on hold to try to develop your fitness. Because long term, that's not going to work. Okay, now 2 things that we spoke about with Midlife Man. First up, when it comes to exercise, number 1, just get started, just make it happen. Number 2, I want to keep some sort of consistency up, and there's going to be no better way to maintain some consistency for myself than swimming in the pool that we have in our building. That's about 10 metres, so this is going to rank very high in convenience factor. And now what I'm going to do is, it's only about 10 metres each lap, so I'm going to really focus on trying to get my technique right and then develop some fitness, because swimming is absolutely killing me at the moment. I'm finding it extremely difficult. I'm pretty stuffed after I finish the swim, and I'm not really doing too much else training for that day. So aim for about 20 minutes. I'm going to do 1 lap at a time, work on my technique, and just slowly condition myself to build up that bit of fitness so that I can hit the surf soon. So there's a swimming session at home. As you can see, the heart rate's up. So we're hitting that talk test intensity where I certainly couldn't comfortably have a conversation with somebody if they called me on a mobile phone. If you're able to do that most days of the week, 5 times a week, 20 minutes, you're on the way to good health and fitness. And for me, hopefully surfing. So there we go, swimming at home when you've got a little terror that's chasing you. It can be done. I guess it's all about just starting and having a go.
Why have I chosen Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Luke has chosen surfing? Well, I guess you could say Luke lives on the Sunshine Coast and I live in Melbourne for starters. Luke has a son and I have a daughter. So I'm going to be 60 years old when my daughter is 18. And if I'm not going to be a hulking 120 kilo intimidating presence, I would like to know I could kill a young man with my bare hands. Today is my first jiu-jitsu lesson. If it's even called a lesson, jiu-jitsu session, jiu-jitsu class, I don't even know what it's called. And I'm really starting to question why I'm doing this. In fact, all day I've been thinking of ways in my head to get out of it, to postpone it. And if I hadn't committed to it, if I hadn't told George I was doing it, if I hadn't told Luke I was doing it, hadn't told my wife I was doing it, I'm 100% sure I could find a way to not do it. I'm here at the gym. I've had 3 anxiety attacks on the way. I think I've done everything right. I've cut my nails. I've got deodorant on. I think that's what you do for a jiu-jitsu session. I am dreading this, completely and utterly dreading this. And that it's going to take time, and I've reminded myself that the most rewarding things I've done in my life have been the things that have been the most difficult and the most scary. So that's what I'm doing, something difficult and scary, and we'll see how it works out. About it, when I spoke to George, he was like, yeah, come down, have a roll, man. Just have a roll. Just come in and have a roll, mate. Just come in and have a roll. Just have a roll. Never had a roll in my life. It's probably very easy for a black belt to say, just come down and have a roll. And I guess that's what it's like when I'm in the gym and I tell people, yeah, just come down for a session. Yeah, we'll just lift some weights. So I guess now I know what they're going through. So here we go. Wish me luck. I have sought out the advice and help of an extremely high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, George Soteropoulos, and he's given me a few things to work on. Sprawling, hip escaping, and there's some other wrestling drill which he has shown me, which I'm very uncoordinated on, which I can do either for time or just speed over a certain distance. I've survived my first jiu-jitsu lesson, and I learned a lot of things. I learned that the people there are very welcoming. Everyone's there to learn and everyone's there to improve themselves, and it is nowhere near as intimidating as what you would think. Not everyone there is a hardened criminal that's looking to get into street fights and get an advantage over their opponent. Most people are really quite educated and humble and respectful, so I was very grateful. Perhaps that's maybe just the class I've gone into. I guess if you're training with George Soteropoulos and you're not humble, George will strangle you. So all in all, it was a positive experience. It was exhausting, absolutely exhausting. In fact, the warm-up completely wrote me off and I thought, I'm really, really in trouble here. But then we got into the skills and technique work, which wasn't nearly as taxing. And then we finished off with drills, and drills are basically one-on-one with a partner, where you're going much harder, and that resembles nothing like the skill work, and it is just two men fighting on the ground. And in my case, a very large, clumsy man fighting with someone who has actually some skills. So that was very, very interesting. That's me. I'm glad it's done. I'm on a little endorphin high. Jiu-jitsu.
Hello everybody, you probably haven't seen Scotty and I together for a while, but here we are, and look, we've got a new project, we've got a new adventure. We've absolutely loved our time bodybuilding, we've loved weight training. It's been a great experience, you know, we've met lots of people, had lots of fun, got to travel. But the time has come, potentially, Scotty, to wrap up our competitive bodybuilding careers and move on to fresh pastures.
Mine was wrapped up a few years ago, Luke, but it looks to me like you were clinging to some hope. But now, as middle-aged men, and we are technically middle-aged, and we're men that have families and businesses and things like that, the pro bodybuilding lifestyle in your case and the competitive bodybuilding lifestyle in mine is not maybe our number one priority. And we're very lucky to have learned a lot of skills along the way in the bodybuilding world. And we are looking to pass on a lot of those skills to some maybe people that are new to the gym, and some people like us, guys that are getting into their 40s, they're very busy, they're time poor, they have a lot of demands, whether it be work, family, commitments. So this is us, man. This is what we can do now. It's no longer about getting as huge as possible. It's about helping other people live better lives.
I don't know, Luke, maybe we could go for a little race sometime soon, just see who's the fitter midlife man.
Well, I think we should do that. I think to kick off this channel, in the spirit of this channel of, I guess, putting our backsides on the line, it's a 1K race. Let's have it tomorrow, Scotty, down the park, me and you. I haven't ran 1K in about 15 years. And I challenge you to a 1K race, so let's go for it.
That should be embarrassing.
Coming up next on Midlife Man.
I'll be very disappointed if I lost this. If he beats me, they're also factoring in the natural genetics of the long stride.
That's it, with that long stride and 6'2" plus whatever you are. If I beat you, that would be disgraceful. My first surfing lesson, and it's booked. It's this week. and I think I'm ready. I am ready. I really hope I don't get injured doing my first surfing lesson. I'm pretty nervous.
And my other concern is that I will actually hurt myself.
No, I've just popped my grip, okay?
Nah, that's a 4-weeker. How would I say my first month of training has gone? Very, very badly. Right at the beginning, I tore my groin. So I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, probably about a 1.